time. More than sports now. More than crunch time. We rush like fourth down.
I be taking win. We don't mess with laws. I be taking win. We don't mess with laws. I be taking win. We don't mess with laws. I be taking win. We don't mess with laws. We been on that paper chasing all that fashion. We been on that paper chasing what you ration.
Been in the grind now. We ready for prime time. Ready for shine now. Be ready to get smile. On the rise, all eyes up on us now. Blast off spaceships till the touchdown.
Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. Energy level on high, put that trouble on fire. Double it down, I'ma spit it around. Click, clack, boom, we the best in town. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though. I started off the lowest point in life, though.
Yeah, we're ready. We're here. I'm here. My name is Pro. What's going on? You're checking out the ProQuo Show. I got the plug up on the other corner right there for Introverse. If you haven't checked out the other show that I do with my man Bernard Hankins, you should check it out on Sundays. We do Introverse every Sunday at 2:30. Well, mostly every Sunday at 2:30. That's what we try to do at least. That's the plan. But right now, you're checking out the ProQuo Show. My name is Pro of ProQuo. You see the hat right there. Let you know, right? The ProQuo Show, the ProQuo hat. We in full effect. I got a new single out. It's called Yo, That's Pro. Check it out if you haven't heard it. Search for it on social media. Yo, That's Pro by Professor Lyrical. And that's an easy way to find it. Yes, yes, yes. So thanks for checking in, everybody. It's been another wonderful week. It's been an exciting week here in Northern Virginia. It's been spring break for all the schools. So my son has had a fantastic week. He's been a little spoiled. But you know what? And they got Monday off too. Isn't that crazy? They got that, make pretend holiday, whatever it is. Teachers Day. Teachers need professional development. Take it from me. I'm definitely somebody's going to tell you that. So they do. And me too. You know what I'm saying? People who do professional development need professional development. So I hope all is good in your world. Behind me, you can see some pictures on the wall. There's my lovely wife. It's a little harder to see because it's way in the background, but it's me and her over there. And you see the fist I got down there. And that's Thanos. And I'm a Marvel fan. And if you're a Marvel fan like me, I wonder if you're checking out Moon Knight and how you feel about Moon Knight. Because Moon Knight for me has been doing all right, but I haven't checked out the third episode, so don't tell me what's going on. I want to check that out. And speaking of what's going on, I'm just going to get right into it. All right. What up, Tree? How you doing? I see you. I see you, Tree. I see you. I see you. I was going to get right into it, Tree. I'm going to talk about I'm not coming out with the super positive news. It's kind of some messy stuff out there that's going on. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about it and maybe be done with it. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. But we're going to touch on what we're going to touch on. So for those of you checking in, you are checking out the ProQuo Show up top. You can't miss it, right? The logo is everywhere. And as I said, for people just checking in, that other logo up there on the other side, that's Introverse, Sundays at 2:30 with my man Bernard Hankins. Bernard, much like myself, is a spoken word artist, a rapper. He's an amazing rapper and spoken word artist. And he's a little soft-spoken until you get him going. And you may mistake that for thinking that he's not a beast, but he is. Take it from me. He's also a philosopher, an architect, beat maker extraordinaire, and just an all-around dope human being. So check him out. We kind of balance each other out on a little bit ends of the introvert paradigm. Talking about, as Bernard likes to say, it's sort of our tagline for the show. It's social introvert, creative extroverts, because we're both creative, outward-facing people who would rather be inward whenever we have the time. Unless, of course, it's doing the art, then we're usually cool with it. And that's what we mean by creative extrovert. So if that sounds like you, cool. So we got basketball going on this week. I'm excited. We got the more to play in tonight. Paul George got COVID and can't play tonight. And you know what? I'm sympathetic to that. I mean, it's like you feel like at this stage of the game, maybe they'd have a rule for the playoffs, like if the players can somehow sign off on it or something like that, that you play with a mask, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like a little kids can play with a mask. And I'm like, yo, playoffs, these are really high stakes. And I think everybody else on the other team is vaccinated. I can understand it if they're not, but and then them saying nah. And someone of Paul George's ilk, they're probably gonna be like, no, we're not comfortable with that. You know what I mean? Just to get them off the court. I don't know what y'all think about that, but I think it's kind of a crazy situation right now. You don't even remember that could happen. So it's like we got to think about that for the whole rest of the playoffs. Anybody comes down with COVID, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, crazy, crazy. So you almost forget that that's what it is. I mean, cases have been on the rise in certain. I don't know if y'all watching the news. I know COVID's a little lesser on the headlines right now, but it's on the rise in certain places. So let's get into some crappy news. All right, y'all following this stuff with Benzino at 50 Cent? It's crazy. Let me share the screen a little bit. If you haven't heard, you haven't checked in, and you haven't been looking at this stuff, Benzino was calling 50 Cent a snitch, and there's a lot of stuff going on, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. So what we have here, XXL reporting, a lot of bad words flying back and forth. They look angry, don't they? They don't look happy. So you got Benzino calling 50 Cent some expletives over the fact that 50 Cent is trying to air him out. And Benzino, of course, is saying that this is false information, fake news. But and I don't know if anyone cares. I don't know if I care, but I care enough that I know that you care. So I'm going to mention Benzino is being accused by 50 Cent of saying that he has some kind of a relationship with a transgender model, Shauna Brooks. So that's what's going on. Benzino kind of flipped out with this interview that he did and with Getty, and he accused 50 of being a police informant. A lot of back and forth going on, but that one is, it's like these real life TV shows, so it's where it's always drama, and now just drama plays itself out on social media and podcasts a lot. So here we go. Earlier on the podcast, when explaining his side of the story in regards to the Shauna Brooks accusation, Zeno implied that the video clips 50 posted to Instagram on Wednesday, in which a voice assumed to be that of Benzino's can be heard explaining to Brooks that he doesn't want his name associated with the transgender community, were edited specifically to make him sound bad. The Shauna Brooks thing was like 3 years ago, Benzino said as he was pleading his case. Now let's just have common sense, all right? I was effing with the transgender and I was on the phone with him. Don't you think that conversation would be all nasty as F? He continued by explaining that he was simply telling the model that he's not used to interacting with transgender people. I'm saying, yeah, that lifestyle I'm not used to, said Benzino. I'm not used to transgender. Watch Benzino's interview with the Queens flip below. Fast forward to the 14:20 mark to listen to him accuse 50 Cent of being a snitch. Just going on and on and on. So, the beef is what sells, as you can see right here. We got more of the beef. Pusha T and Drake, of course. That goes back a few years back. Well, a few years. Feels like maybe 6 years back now. I can't remember what year that was. Oh, no. It was older. Let's see. 2011, the beef between Drake and Pusha began to grow legs. Pusha dropped the song Don't F With Me, which sampled Drake's Dreams Money Can Buy, on which Drake allegedly dissed Pusha subliminally. Then Push released Exodus 23:1 2012. Man, I would have thought that was like 15. I can't believe it's that far back. Played out forever. So, yeah. YG and 6ix9ine. Oh my gosh, all the beef and all the beefs. Young Thug, Lucci. This is just out of hand. Of course, Eminem, Machine Gun Kelly. You got 50 and Ja Rule. Lil Kim, I don't even know what Lil Kim and Nicki honestly are beefing about. I have no idea. French Montana and Young Thug. We got Royce da 5'9" and Yellow Wolf. We got Royce da 5'9", and man, you don't have to go farther than his own crew, man. A lot of people have probably watched that, the Joel Ortiz thing, getting on there with Royce da 5'9" and Joe Budden airing out their laundry. Just craziness. That's what people like. People love tuning in for the unexpected and the wild and the crazy. So I don't understand. Tree, I don't know about you, but it's depressing news. You know what I mean? It's nothing beautiful going on there. The world has been a tough place, you know. I shared a song I made last week, kind of about that. In fact, I'll probably play it again. It's talking about masquerade and how a lot of us just cope through our music and our art and our creative arts and have to deal with this crazy world. And those of us who have the creative arts to fall back on, we usually don't feel as overwhelmed, is kind of my point in the song in Masquerade. But the rest of us are walking around with the mask on, acting like, you know, figuratively and literally, that it's all good when it really isn't all good. You know, I've been listening to a lot of people talk lately, and you know, mental health and self-care and these kind of issues are out there front and center more than they probably ever been. In fact, self-care wasn't even a term a few years ago that you would ever even hear anyone say. Now it's almost a buzzword. And it's like, what does that mean, right? How do you like do self-care? How do you avoid the toxicity that's out there? And is that too strong of a word? Is that really what the situation is? Or are people softer now than before because of the heightened sensitivity to everything that's out there in the media? Because let's face it, 24/7, we're connected and wired up. Is it that we're so wired up and that we're hearing so much coming at us that we need to take that self-care? It's a real issue. It's affected friends and family close to me. And one thing that I've maintained is that while it does affect me, music is a way to sort of wash that away. I say, like, if you can't afford therapy and you're an MC, well, there you go. You know, a lot of MCs can cope by writing if they take it to that level of writing where you're like always writing, and I'm always writing. So I always put it to me, like, anytime I'm processing something, I'm immediately either reading about it or writing about it or both. And then thinking about it, and then it becomes a discussion. And you have a show like this, which Quo and I started literally to process the things that we were dealing with and the heavy expectations and so forth. And you can get swept up in that. So that's what I made this new song called Masquerade about. I'll run it again for y'all. And again, on my little plug hour for Yo, That's Pro. Plug in. Let me see if I got it. Let me see if I got this. The Yo, That's Quo plug. Let's see if I can find this. I gotta look. I gotta see. I'm not sure what I have for y'all. Let's do it like this. I will find it and then I will let you know. I'm looking. Yeah, I do have it. All right. So let's go to this and see if I can share it, though. That's the other issue. Sharing is caring, but only if it lets me share. Yeah. I'll share that later. But I will share the song. So right now we're going to get into it. I played it once for y'all before. Tweaked a couple of things. I got my man going to add some scratches on there, too. Shout out to my man, DJ Ice Mike, out on the West Coast. And so you're hearing it in raw form. You know, that's how we like to do. So let's go over to the library over here and find Masquerade. There it is. We're going to check it out. And then we're going to jump into... I hear someone knocking at the door. I think that might be Fly. Let me check in a second. And here we go. Masquerade. It is Fly. Fly, I see you. We're running Masquerade, my friend. Talking about, you know, what's going on.
Yeah. Pro. Calvin Crime, baby. Yeah. Whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked their pain. People trying to play it cool like Pastor Dave's. Yeah, whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked their pain. Trying to hide behind it feels like a big charade. I strive for excellence, rhymes that I spit line with intelligence. Program mathematical flows, y'all know the measurements. My whole regiment's GOAT status forever been. Throwing these leather bombs, you can catch jewels like Edelman. My rhyme craft crafty, pearls of wisdom like Enderman. Handle the 850, I sport like Eddie Andelman. Boston radio legend, truly a veteran. Do it for several decades, very few have been better than. I've been investing myself, setting the precedent. That's how I always made it through anything that's depressing them. I go back to the well like it was medicine. My leather Bible of lyrics, a couple feather pens. We all hurt and stay introverted as skeletons. The key for me, just a few friends and relatives. That's how I never been overwhelmed by the sentiment. Everyone going through, I just choose these beats as adrenaline. Whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. People trying to play it cool like Pastor Dave. See a whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. Trying to hide behind it feels like a big charade. A whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. People trying to play it cool like Pastor Dave. There's very few people you can save from themselves and their health, how they misbehave. You can't rush another like Ukraine. I'm just trying to help my brothers stay out their grave. Sisters, mothers, and the fathers who came before us all, since the drawings on the walls of caves. We all simply trying to leave it engraved. Make a mark like graffiti till we seeing it change. Yeah, we creators, we ain't see it the same. More time for MC and freestyle on the stage. The pandemic brought incredible pain. Those who perish gave merit how we spend our days, nights. They call us hermits, all we heard was the names fight. Ain't extroverted, but for certain my name in lights. This is therapy, music, harmony, melody. Using my gifts and memory, all those who left ahead of me.
Whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. People trying to play it cool like Pastor Dave. A whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. Trying to hide behind it feels like a big charade. A whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. People trying to play it cool like Pastor Dave. A whole lot of people done passed away. Round the globe got us looking like a masquerade. Since 2020, many masked they pain. Trying to hide behind it feels like a big charade. Yeah. Appreciate it, Tree. We're gonna throw some scratches on there. You know, I was saying to my man Ice Mike, check this scratch out from Yo That's Pro, where I say in the beginning of Yo That's Pro, I'm kind of talking about the same subject. I'm saying it's hard to believe that now I wear my heart on my sleeve. Used to wear a sleeve over my heart. That was my starting point. Guarded, shielded, revealing how I'm feeling. That right there I'm gonna use. Guarded, shielding, revealing how I'm feeling. And then at the end, maybe thinking of keeping it hard meant not being revealing. And similar subject right there. So yeah, I think I see someone in the building. Let me see who I see in the building. I spy Little Pro and Little Fly. But now we're gonna make them Big Fly and Big Pro. Fly, I don't hear you, but I see you, bro.
What it do, brother?
Now I hear that lovely voice. Man, it do well, man.
It's been a week, bro. It's been a day.
It's been a day. Man, I heard what's going on at the household, bro. I don't even want to make that public. I'm just saying crazy, unless that's something you make in public, but you got some major life events going on, bro.
A lot going on, bro. This last week, bro. With my brother-in-law, and then
oh yeah, man, my condolences about that.
Yeah, bro. And then
I spoke about that too. Like the other day, I of course I wasn't naming you, but I was like, yeah, man, I got a friend where I was on a board and people were talking about, people who've passed away and been going through things or whatever. And I was like, yeah, man, it's like, it seems everywhere you turn.
Everywhere you turn, bro.
Yeah. And that was the nature of what I was talking about. I got in a room last night and this dude got on, he was talking about a suicide. And I was like, and in my head, I was going, oh, I can't wait to get in so I can go work on mixing that track. I wanted to work it out. And as soon as I heard it, I felt compelled to talk about it. And I'm like, what I was saying in the intro there, I was just like, at least for artists, you have some kind of shield, with a creative outlet or whatever. But that doesn't fix everybody,
Masquerade is befitting, man, because, we all trying to figure out ways, we all use different, I guess, scientific terms or emotional terms like coping and things like that, man. But essentially, man, we trying to find ways to mask the pain, man. Like we all internally dealing with different things, different dramas. If you hadn't been directly impacted by COVID, as an individual, someone that has, and so it's had that kind of monumental impact on our society, one way or the other. And then, all the other normal stuff is still, we still have leading causes of death that has nothing to do with COVID. So, you just add the compounding factors and the depressing factors and all that of the pandemic. And then with all that's been going on, bro, it's a lot. And then I got kids growing up right in front of my eyes. I got an 18-year-old daughter, man. Prom night's tonight. And so, bro, it's been crazy, bro.
Did you have to regulate anyone at the door so far, or like how's that going,
bro?
Man?
No, I'm good, bro. So I did off. So I had this plan, right? So this was my plan, right?
Let me know the plan, man. I mean, I got a son, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, gotta be ready. I got my bread here. Hold on, I'm locked in. All right.
Shout out to my brother, Brandon Adendu, Agu Sabi. That's my homie. Been my homie since I pretty much been in Mississippi, and so he's probably one of my closest friends. But anyway, he has a security / escort, private security, transporting shuttle service that he does. Pick people up, drop people off.
Good friend right now, bro.
You know what I'm saying? He pick you up at the SL5, whatever, the whole deal. Anyway, so my plan, of course, all my kids know him. Like I said, he was there when my children were born. Everyone except for the oldest, my oldest daughter. And so the plan was like, look, bro, man, I need you to pick my daughter up for prom and drop off. The car's real nice and all that. You got the service and everything, bro.
All right, sounding good.
At the same time, bro, you got to be, keep an eye out.
Absolutely.
She don't want me there because I cramp her style. But if her uncle shows up, and she hadn't seen him in a while, and he picks up in a nice whip, and it just kind of looks like an addition to her prom night, when it's secretly daddy's plan to keep an eye on you on what's going on.
Yeah, you gotta work. You gotta work, and I appreciate that plan.
So that's kind of my plan. Of course, it fell through.
It fell through. Oh,
yeah,
why?
Bro,
they had other transportation or something? Or
she decided that she wanted to ride with her homegirl. So
sounded like she knew your plan, bro.
I think she did. I think she saw right through me. I wasn't really as secretive as I should have been about what I wanted to do. I was secretive about the plan, but not necessarily my desire to keep an eye on her.
It's a sad night for dads. It's a sad night for dads of daughters, man. You gotta just even having you think poorly. You know what I'm saying? It should be a day. Man. You have to pretend you're happy. You have to be like, hey, this is a great night. There's nothing happy about that.
I'm not happy. It costs me a lot of money. And in addition to the fact that, man, I'm
sending her out there with a young man.
Bro, I've been to prom, okay? I've been to prom, senior prom especially. Likewise. I've been to prom, bro. There's nothing positive happening for young ladies on prom nights, bro.
Nothing positive.
And so I can't help but, my daughter's great. She's exceptional with, how she carries herself and stuff like that. And so I trust her ultimately, but it's just hard to deal with, bro. I can't even front.
It's demons all around, bro. It's left shoulder, right shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's tough. I told my son asked me all the time. He's like, Daddy, would you be upset if I had a daughter? I was like, absolutely not. Like, I didn't care either way. I honestly didn't. Back in my head, I was thinking, but I'm going to carry at 18. Like, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it's all good until like her first boyfriend and stuff like that, And it is a double standard, because it's like you get a boy and we're like, like what's the worst that can happen, and there's a lot bad that can happen. It's just we get so hyper focused on this whole dating thing, and but I don't
know, bro. I don't know how to feel. That's all I'm saying, bro. I don't really know how to feel.
There's no right way you can feel. I don't know. All you can do is hope for the best. You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, absolutely. My son just turned 9, and I'm like, oh, like every year, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like 1 year closer, and I'm like, he's 9, I can't believe it. I'm real big on, I'm big on numbers, anyways. I've been doing the math since he was 2. I'm like, he's 2, I can't believe, and I'm like, what am I gonna do when he's 14? Like when I'm no longer as cool as I am now.
Yeah,
he's in bed right now with my wife playing with Dina the dinosaur he won at Six Flags, and
that's cool.
We were going outside. He's like, Daddy, tell mommy she needs to put Dina in my bedroom because Dina needs privacy. So I was like, where did you even get this? And I was like, okay, and he has it all propped up, and I'm like, these days are not that long that we have left for this kind of wonderful stuff. You know, it's like,
You know, the innocent, just the
Yep.
stuff where, you know, you get to pretend like it's the most important thing in the world, like the drawings of their hands. You pretend like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
painting from Picasso. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right,
All them
right.
days, man, I am going to. My wife probably more so than I am, but
Tree,
man,
I'm with you. I'm
I'm
with
gonna miss
Tree's
them days.
comment there. I got no problem, Tree, with that. I got no problem with the
No,
no
I
dating
like
high
that.
school.
I like the concept of just no dating. Period. Unfortunately, it's so convenient for kids to date and have relationships with people in a way that weren't conventional for, you know, for when we were growing up. And you're a little older than I am, so I mean, just like it was
I
harder to
mean,
date. It was harder to date.
I think it was always there, bro. I don't feel like I don't know. I mean, you look at the numbers of teen pregnancies are down, which is counterintuitive. It feels like they would be skyrocketing, but they're not. They're generally down.
I
And
think I don't think it's because promiscuity has decreased. I think that it probably has increased, but there are other educational and
yeah,
preventive measures in place now
right,
today than it
right,
probably would have been 10 years
right.
ago.
I don't think
So
much has changed, but that's my point. But I think it's kind of always been there. And it's definitely exacerbated through media and music.
and
You
that's
can
how I feel.
like I never understand. I've never understood this before I was rapping. And I didn't understand it after I was rapping. How people are like, oh, you can't say that about hip hop. Hip hop 100% contributes to it. 100%. I'm not one of these people who raps and goes, oh, yes, you need to defend rap. I'll defend rap when it needs to be defended. This is not something rap needs to be
Nah,
defended
bro,
on. Not at all.
it's just as what's wrong with the culture as anything else.
Absolutely. And I've contributed to it personally. I've written
Yeah,
lyrics that I'm not proud of.
yeah,
I've made flyers that I'm not proud of. But I'll tell you what, when I was writing them and I was making them, I was already feeling a way about them. I was already feeling like, should I be doing this? And I felt like desperate. So what I get is I relate. I was like desperate because I felt like I needed to do it. Like if I don't do this, it won't happen. So I'm sure it's no different for people right now. It's the pressure because it's all around us. And it's like, yo, I have to use this scantily clad female to bring dudes into the club to make me an extra $10. And it's like,
yeah,
because it's okay. You know, because it's okay. Why is it okay? It's
yeah,
okay because on every single flyer and every single video, that's all you see. So eventually we're conditioned to go, yeah, that's cool. That's just what we do. And
yeah.
you can't say, oh, it's just like that in rock music. No, it's not, because rock music is nowhere on the scene compared to hip hop right now. We might have learned that from rock music or whatever. We took that ball and ran
And
with it.
ran with it, bro.
You know, it's like,
I remember dating like when I was a teenager, you know, and so in order to ever see my girlfriend, I mean, it was work. You know what I mean? There was no Facebook, there was no FaceTime, there was
right.
no email, there was no text messaging, there was no nothing that. And if I wanted to talk to her, bro, I had to call an adult.
Oh,
So
wow.
that limit the amount, yeah, because you know you had to call a phone and somebody, either her mom or her dad, was answering the phone.
Right.
And I was the same way. I couldn't really answer the phone at my parents' house. Adult always answered the phone. And so for me, it was a little more challenging to just kind of like get into a person or date a person or just be exposed or interact with a person,
Right.
because you had all of those factors that was in place. You know, like now kids don't need us at all. At all. Like they can see, talk to their person any time of day.
Right.
Any time
It's
of
not,
day.
it's not helping. It's not
You know
helping.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
My son, since he's been 8, he's obsessed with cleavage.
Really?
He's obsessed with it. It's not in a good way though. It's not, but I'm saying it's not like the way you think.
Yeah.
It's like, he's like, what are all these ladies doing? Put that away. Like he doesn't want to see it. Like he's because he feels a certain way, because he knows it's making him feel a little certain way. And so he's like, so
making him a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, like we go anywhere. He's like, Daddy, look over there. And I'm like, what? And it's one of two things with my son. It's either someone smoking or it's someone showing cleavage, right? And so he's hilarious. He's like, Daddy, what are they doing? You can't walk around like that. And I'm like, where does he get this from? Like, you've never heard me or my wife say this stuff, so he heard it somewhere. I'm not mad at it. I get it, bro. I'm like, yo. I'm like, yeah, that is great. Like he'll see his girl wearing like nothing. I'm like, Daddy, what is that? Like, what? Why? Look at her thing, her stuff. He asked us like about a month ago what it's called. He's like, this stuff, what is it? He's like, Mommy, you have a big one. What is this? And Mommy's like, oh yeah, that's cleavage. Yeah. So it's hilarious, bro.
Yeah, that's
I really don't have many
beyond
answers.
funny, bro.
I don't have any answers. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I can't miss it either. I see it everywhere. I definitely, I hear you, son. I hear you. And I'm like, it's not going away, bro. It's not going away. Just your eyes got to go away if you don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to pluck him out, hen dog. It's not going anywhere.
It's not going. It's not. So
hey, but with my boys though, you know, like just on some up and up stuff, because I know I'm pretty tough with my girls. I'm almost the same with my boys though. I'm always talking to them about just, you know, respecting the lady, the like preservation methods. You know, I'm always telling them about, you know, talking to them about avoiding putting themselves in predicaments where, you know, they feeling promiscuous. I even tell them, man, wait till you get a wife. And those are the kind of conversations I have with my boys. Nobody talks to me like that. And I know, like, right. I can't prove this, but I know this for a fact that, like, chemically, my brain, like, it opened up a door for me when I was doing stuff like that at 12 or 13, like, I'm all the way in at this point. Preteen. And like it chemically, like my brain, bro. Like now, I try to explain it to my boys. Is like you open up doors for yourself that will, you know, open up the floodgates, and to the point to where it's going to overtake your thoughts.
Yeah, that's what Tree's posting. Tree's right there with you. She's like, not my kids. They understand romanticism for teenagers, development brain. Yeah, at all, man. Your brain, it will take over your brain, and it will change you chemically in your brain to the point to where that hormone, that part of your brain will. We all become brain chemists when this stuff happens.
You know what I'm saying, bro? It's just like, I remember being in that mode. Bro, and that's all I thought about. That's all I cared about. And it wasn't like that before. It didn't happen to me until after.
Right. It's a curse. It's a curse.
Yep, it is, bro. And so I just
we talk about it like it's such a wonderful thing, and it's like, no, it's a complete burden. It's like, no matter what you say, you can't communicate that though. I mean, it's like, okay, I want to tell you this is going to be a burden for the rest of your life. It's going to sap all your free time. It's all you're going to be thinking about. And you're never going to be able to get back to this point when it wasn't all you were thinking about. So you can't even bring that subject up without them having go, really? Like, that sounds great. Like, there's something that I'm going to be that, you know, hooked on or whatever. I mean, like, once it happens, there's no turning back. Now, I will say that I have sort of, you know, I'm a bit of a prude when it comes down to some of these things. Like, I always kind of have been a little prudish. And, not that my son's on a different level though, but I'll always be like, how long can I go not thinking about women, right? And like, I might not be able to go that long without thinking about, right? But I can go a long time, but distracting myself with other stuff is all I'm saying. Like hip hop,
absolutely,
basketball, the gym, music, writing, reading. Like I'm like, nah, other dudes can't be doing it this long as I can. I just like find these other things to distract myself, you know? And I'm like, I'm not drinking. I can go forever and not drink. I'm like, I can definitely go for a longer time than the average person or whatever. And I'm like, but I've always played these mind games in my head to allow myself to, like I said, I say it on the show with Bernard that we do, the introvert show. I'm like, we were having this conversation the other day. We're talking about what makes Navy SEALs able to become Navy SEALs when most people will quit, right? Most people will quit. Only I don't know the percentages, but whatever it is, 1 in 12 or something that become a Navy SEAL or whatever that are in the program. It's not like you go out to be a Navy SEAL and most of you looking around like, hey, we're all going to be SEALs. No, you're not. Almost everybody's not going to be a SEAL. Right?
Most of you won't make it.
Right. But it's like, I've always had the ability to walk through sludge and be okay with it. You know, just like sleep and poop and go through stuff. Like I've always been able to take, but I was saying it's this weird dichotomy where in my head, I can't stand even the thought of pain. But yet when I'm going through pain, I can actually take it. It's weird. It's like just me thinking about it's going to be cold outside. I'm such a baby. I'm like, oh, I don't even want, I'll arrange my whole day not to go outside. But yet I can walk through a tundra once I'm out there. I'm hating it. but it's like I can actually
Yeah,
trick myself.
yeah.
I can go however far I need to, no matter how hot, how cold, how bad, how adverse, but I do everything to avoid it. So it's like
That
it's
is an
gonna be the
interesting
worst.
dichotomy,
It's
bro.
weird, bro. It's like I'm the biggest baby ever, but when I go through it, there's nothing that can stop me. I'm like, throw it at me. Like, come on, bring it. Like, I get into it. Like, I get it. Like, and that's what they talk about. SEALs have to do. They have to be able to trick themselves to give themselves this little reward, this little intrinsic reward. They play mental games, and I've been able to do that. It's the same thing. I mean, obviously, it's different. It's mental gymnastics, but it's the same in math. Like who would want to study math? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro. It's
And
work.
like solve a
It's hard
7-hour
work.
problem. You have to be a certain kind of mental, you know,
Yeah.
and you have to be like, yo, I think I want a doctorate and I know nothing about writing. You know what I'm
And
saying?
it's a lot of writing.
It's like, yo, I'm a mathematician, bro. Now I got to learn how to, like, you know, really not. I can flip words all day, but write grammatically correct. It's like, oh yeah, I'll figure that out, and I'll graduate quickly, and I'll get a 3.9 something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, I'm like, let me sleep in the library and work ridiculously hard, you know. And it's like something about that is exciting to me, and you have to have that to be able to persevere in a lot of things. And it's like, I wonder if you can tap into that too. Same thing with like women. Like, in other words, some people are like, oh, I'm just so obsessed with women, I can never be. And it's like, come on, bro, like sex addicts and all this stuff. I'm like, it's not a thing. It's like you're mentally weak is what it is. You're weak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
That's
like
the truth.
you're mentally weak.
That's
And
the
you
truth.
like it, so you want to have a little label and go, I'm a sex addict. Come on, bro, that's not real addiction.
Nah, bro,
You know
you
what I'm
don't
saying?
really want to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
And discipline yourself. You know, sometimes, especially when we feel justified in doing things, we really struggle with denying ourselves.
Yep.
And so, I mean, to me,
Yeah, we're
that's
talking about
the
that,
root
right? Lent
of
is in the
pretty much
air,
everything we
Good
deal with.
Friday, all these kind of things, all these
Yeah, bro.
it's all, you know, it's like, what are people giving up, you know? And it's like, for some people, I mean, some people can't give up chocolate for a day, you know?
Chocolate. Some people can't give up soda, cigs,
Right, right.
marijuana.
Absolutely.
Bro, it's a lot of stuff out there, man, that has those qualities. And I'm almost sure that portion of our brain and those things, those chemicals that are released, they're no different from the same, you know, process we go through chemically when we
Yeah.
get likes
Yeah.
and shares on social media, bro. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Same dopamine.
Well, it can't be the same for me because I generally don't care. Like,
Because you generally don't care.
like shares on social media. Well, I guess it's not 100% true. It's like if you do a post, if you go through the bothering of doing a post, you do
Yeah.
want to see that somebody liked it, right? Like you do want to
Yeah.
say, like, I hope somebody, but I don't care if it's like, I don't have like a magic number in my head. I'm like, oh, cool. Like 5 people saw it. Great. Like that's 5 more that would have said
Yeah.
it if I didn't post it, you know? I'm not like obsessing. I'm like, I hope it hits 22. You know, like I'm like, I
Nah,
do
bro.
not care. I don't care how many
Yeah.
people like my page. My son says it to me constantly, so a little bit now I do just to spite him. He's like, he'll watch a video, goes, Daddy, that has 6 million plays. That's more than you'll ever have. But yet he's the same kid. We're sitting down, we're playing Racco at dinner right tonight, and he's like, Daddy,
Yeah.
put on Pain Won't Last. You know, he's like finding songs of mine to put on. He's like, Daddy, put on Pain Won't Last. I like that song. And so it depends what mood you catch him in, right? But he's so slap you in the face. He's just like, the other day, right? I went to I'm always posting these basketball pictures, right? Of me like in the gym, you know, shooting consecutively. Perfect environment, right? Could shoot all day when there's free throws and there's no wind, right? I'm like, no defense. I'm nice, right? Right. Yo, we go to Six Flags this week, and they have the 3-point contest where they got the rack of balls. They got the rack of ball. So there's like 15 balls and there's 3 money balls, and it's like if you get 7, you're in like large prize. And I'm like, 7. Man, I can hit like 13 straight 3-pointers right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, I shoot threes every day, bro. Like, it's going out of style. Dude, I missed every shot except the warm-up shot. He's like, Daddy, what happened? He's like, you hit that first shot. And what happened? And I was like, if you hit the rim, it doesn't go in. Like the balls is super inflated. You dribble them, they bounce over your head, right? And the rim is bouncing like this.
Almost oval too. It's
Yeah,
not quite
and I'm the first
circular.
person to say, it's rare when I switch the ball shooting a 3. Like I use all the rim. Like I'm an all the rim shoot. Like I have a wide degree of error. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm in the corner, I'm going, let me get the back of the rim, it'll bang in. You know, I have a pretty line drive shot for a good 3-point shooter, right? And I'm I'm trying to adjust it. I'm missing everything. My wife is watching. You know what I'm saying? My wife did it too.
Oh man.
So I go, I gotta have redemption. So I go back and I only hit the last two. And my son goes with me. He goes, "Daddy, great redemption." He's making fun of me the whole time. I'm sitting over there, and he's like, him and my wife are laughing on the thing. And I come over, and the first thing is, he's Daddy, great redemption. It's like you stink.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's just, man, it's
What
that
Six Flags is closest to you guys?
Maryland.
Maryland. Like
So
30
where this is the crazy thing about where we are. I mean, obviously, I was gonna say whatever one's closest to you because it's only a flight away, and
One flight away, bro.
It's right there. You know what I'm saying? Right
It's
there.
right there, bro.
But I didn't want to confuse you. You know, or confuse the listeners, I should say. I knew you would know.
Yeah.
But I would say this: my wife grew up on what's it called? King's Dominion, which is down by Richmond. And Richmond, I'm basically in DC. You know, like Alexandria is like the end.
I know. When we was coming back from New York, I mean,
yes, you saw where the airport is. Yeah. So it's like I'm like right there. You know what I'm saying? And I try to explain it to people that when they say like, "Hey, hi, son. Speaking, I was just talking about you.
About Henry.
I'm gonna put Henry to bed. Henry, can I put you to bed in 10 minutes? All right, let's do it. All right." Henry's, we're having a Henry appearance. Yeah, you can come over here. Come here quickly. Come here, hug.
We had a Henry sighting.
We have a Henry sighting. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Okay, he's there for a second. All right. Hi, bud. We were just talking about you. I was telling everybody how great my representation was, my redemption at shooting threes. When I got two, he's over there going like this. Great redemption. You're the best, son. Yeah. All right. I'll see you soon. So it's like I said, it's gonna have to be a quick ProQuo show tonight because the sun's away, right? So yeah, we're at that spot, right, where like Maryland is like right to the right of us by a few minutes. I mean, I can get to Maryland in probably 8 minutes.
Yeah. And
I can get to Maryland in like multiple different directions pretty quickly. And I'm also on the border of Virginia, and I can get to DC in like 8 minutes. So it's like I'm like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there.
Y'all in a good spot, bro.
Really good spot. I mean, we're in an ideal location. It really is, you know.
Yeah, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, so it's really good. So but she grew up with King's Dominion, so we've been there like 3 times pre-COVID. So he kind of was growing up on King's Dominion, and then I'm like, yo, we don't really have all that much time to do this thing, but I'm like, we can go to Six Flags. That's only 18 miles away. Let's go to Six Flags. So it's 18 miles away for us. And we paid, right? Check this out. It's $79 for a 1-day pass, right?
For everybody.
One person, $79, right? But it's $49 for the whole summer.
Oh, so you went in. I'm sure you got the $49 pass, bro.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? They're like, I'm like, am I understanding this correctly? They're like, yeah, it's $79 for a 1-day pass. And I'm like, do people pay for that? They're like, some. We try to explain. And it's like, that's a great business model. Like, you should always have like a $30 price for the dumb people. And occasionally, you know, there's a lot of dumb people. It's like, and I was like, what? What are you talking about? And they're like, no, yeah. It's $49 and you go from all the way to Labor Day as many times you want. But here's the catch. It's $30 to park. And it's $12.99 for a slice of cheese pizza.
That's what I was going to say, bro. The concept of it is no different than that of a gas station or a movie theater. They don't really make a lot of money off the gas at the gas station. They don't really make a lot of money off of the price of admission at the movie theaters.
Right.
It's all about getting you inside.
Yeah.
So everything that's marked up to 200-300% is how they make their money. Because the ride is going to, when nobody's in there $350. Nobody's in the park or not, bro, it's going to cost the same amount of money to run the park.
Yeah.
You have to turn all the rides on. You have to have staff in all the rides.
Right. We easily spent $350.
Yeah, easily, bro. Once you get in there, you buy pizza and parking.
Right. No, it's 49 times 3 to get in plus tax, right? It's like I think it was $164 to get in, $30 to park. So you already spent $200, right? The basketball thing staring me in the face. So I played, my wife played right off the rip. It's $10 each, right? We played some other one. Me and my son both won on. We got all kinds of stuffed animals now all over the house, right? Then they played some skee ball, water shooting thing. They won on that. I mean, we got like 9 stuffed animals or something like that. Maybe 7, I don't know, a couple balls and stuff. But you know, we paid like $60 for them, you know, and then we ate. It was probably like $45, and then they got ice cream snacks later and water, and it's like that's like another 25. And you're not leaving there under $300. I think it was probably closer to 350. But we could go again and spend $30 at the park. You can also go out to the parking lot. You can like basically eat your food. And you can smuggle a little bit in if you really want to. We could probably, me and my son are going to probably go a couple times on our own. We have the more flexible schedule over the summer.
Yeah.
We'll probably go 3 or 4 times, and probably each time we'd probably spend under $100. You know what I'm saying?
Investment, bro. That makes perfect sense, bro.
Yeah. I mean, we spend a lot just going to the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro,
you go to movies with 2 people. You know what that costs.
Just imagine, bro.
5.
So, like, bro, whenever I go somewhere, it's 7 of us, bro. So I was just having this conversation earlier today with my son because, his birthday is April 26th. And I'm having to consistently remind my children that you guys don't understand that every time we do something, it's
you got to do that math, bro. It's 5.
It's a small party. It's a small every
it's
time.
You 5 costing me the money.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a birthday party, son, and you want to go somewhere, we have to pay the admission of 7 people for everything we do, minimum.
Right.
And if you want to bring a friend, and this person brings a friend, we're at like 12 to 15 every time we do something party related. Easy.
Nice tree.
And so, just going to the movies, bro, I can't spend less than $180, bro. And that's just like trying to be intentional about, budget. I'm talking like the economy pack, right? I'm like, all right, let's get a couple buckets of popcorn. We're gonna split it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be.
No, there's ways you can do it. I know all the ways to, dude. Here's the thing, though. Gross. I probably spend more than you do at the movies in a year, though. That's the crazy part, because I'm a movie addict. I go to everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, movies is my vice. Like, I go to more movies than any human I've ever met. I have the perfect schedule for it. Like, I love the movies. You know what I'm saying? My son loves the movies. So it's like now I got a road dog. There's only so many movies he can see.
Right.
But before my son, not only before my son, before I moved to VA, I easily went to 50 movies a year. Easily.
That's a lot, bro.
50, bro. I was going to 50. And like, why I know 50? I went once a week. I mean, it's not hard math. You know what I'm saying? And if something really good was out, I was at like 2. You know what I'm saying? Once in a great while, I'd miss a week. But it was like, you talking about addiction. That was my addiction. I'm like, I'm going to the movies,
Speaking of which, bro, I got to get to the movies, bro, because a couple of joints came in. More to Biz, and I got to take my kids to see Sonic, bro. The second one. They love the first one.
We did it the day it came out, bro. You know what I'm saying? My son was on that. He was like on that. It was his birthday. We had to go. I had no choice.
Yeah, we were just at the movies the week before Sonic came out, and so we decided to just kind of wait.
I'm debating on the Morbius thing. I've read some of the reviews. People said it was slow and all this kind of stuff, and it is PG-13. He just turned 9, slow. So it's like, he can see it. He's cool with certain things. It's just he's not gonna see cleavage in that movie, so he'll be.
He won't be distracted.
He will not be distracted. If it was, he would let everyone know. Like,
oh, that's crazy, man.
Well, I'm gonna have to jump because I'm gonna have to put him to sleep.
Yeah, man. So, put Hen Dog to bed, man. It's I gotta get back to my daughter, man. Her prom night. Supposed to be taking pictures.
Yeah, you gotta let me know how it goes. Yeah, drop through if you want. I'll give you the link when we do the 2:30 to 4 on Sunday my time. We do the introvert show.
Definitely.
Bernard and I always pop in if you say hi, but yeah, man, you gotta let me know the update on that. But we gotta work on these joints too. We got some joints we gotta get going. You saw the messages I was sending you, and we got.
I got to send you something too, man. I got this track, man. I need to get you and Quo on ASAP. Really, well, it ain't that big of a hurry. I got a project I'm gonna do before that. I'm trying to really take my time with this bow tie fly project. So
the bow tie is always fly. And when the question is the bow tie tied or is the bow tie untied?
Bow tie got to be tied, bro.
Bow tie's tied. I got wood bow ties. I bought at this craft fair out here. It's a wooden bow tie,
bro.
And the guy has this, is this wrap thing that goes over it. So it's like the fabric of a bow tie goes over it, and you change it's like the knot. You change the fabric of the knot. So it's where he gets you. Like we're talking about with the concessions and stuff. You have to buy like 3 of the thing, buy like a 3-pack for like, it's cheap. It's like $12, right? But it's like, it's a wooden bow tie. So the way you jazz up the bow tie is you change the outside. So
change the outside.
Dude's got a nice little business, man. And they fly, they definitely fly. Speaking of fly, let me show you this before we go. Did you see this? Little plug for the That's Pro. We got the
I
this
ain't
is
seen
the
that one, I don't think.
this is the early radio supporters for Yo That's Pro. We got
Yo,
KRAC in Canada, KHDC WRIR, which is Richmond Independent Radio, right down here. Shout out to them. I was getting some really great feedback from them, so I appreciate them. WHCR, WTSX, Track Life, WLGK, Logic Radio. That's all syndicated. Those are all the ones that play in that. That's Tune One, Wild One Radio in Australia. S-Way Radio, Mixtape FM, WUTY, FFTG, and WCBN. Yeah, man. So good stuff. It's been good feedback so far.
That's what's up, bro. Yo, that's
Sure.
pro.
It is, man. It is. Just trying to do a little something just to keep pace with the heavy hitters like yourself,
I ain't
man.
see that, bro. You usually tag me on them, man, so I can share that.
I banged that one out so fast. I stuck it on Instagram and then I think I threw it on Facebook, and I think I did. No, maybe I didn't tag you on the Facebook thing. Maybe I'll let you off the hook. I'll let you off the hook.
All right, brother, man.
All right,
Peace
sir.
out. Till
All right,
next